Welcome to episode 13 of COVID Comms. This is part 2 on managing fatigue, and we're talking about how to sleep well during a crisis. In episode 12, I spoke about the importance of managing fatigue and ensuring we get enough sleep to make sure we keep our minds sharp and therefore maintain performance while we're under pressure. Today, I want to talk about the practical things that we can do to sleep better during a crisis. Remember, it is the things that get us through the tough times that we often stop doing when times get tough. These behaviors we're going to talk about are good habits as we go about our daily lives, but it is so important that we are intentional about maintaining them when we are under pressure. Getting enough sleep is really, first of all, around making the commitment to do so. And after episode 11, I hope you've done that. It's also around putting boundaries in place. The first thing that you need to do is set a bedtime. You should be aiming for 7 hours as a minimum. So figure out what time you need to start work the next morning, what time you need to get up in order to do some exercise and get ready for work, and work your way back 7 hours. That's your bedtime. All right, set that time. Put it in your calendar, make a commitment to yourself to go to bed at that time. The next thing you want to try is developing a nighttime routine. The concept here is to do the same set of behaviors and activities every single night. So in addition to brushing your teeth and getting ready for bed, you might include an activity that helps you wind down. Now, this could be reading, it could be stretching, it might be journaling. For those with a faith, it might involve prayer. If you're feeling a level of anxiety, then mindfulness practice and deep breathing may be helpful. By doing the same set of behaviors every single night at the same time, you are training your brain to prepare to go to sleep. That way, when you lie down, you should be going to sleep almost immediately. Of course, to implement a nighttime routine, that means you have to finish your work at a consistent time. Enough time for you to implement your routine and still get to bed by your bedtime. That in itself is another boundary that you need to implement. Another boundary we need to set is making sure we don't use technology for either work or personal use in our beds. See, our beds are a place of rest. However, technology is stimulating. If we are regularly working and using technology in our beds, then we are associating our beds as a place of work and stimulation. The result is we're going to find it more difficult to go to sleep and to rest. Finally, I can't talk about recommendations around sleep without talking about exercise. In addition to providing more energy throughout the day and a raft of psychological benefits, physical exercise means the body is more tired at the end of the day, making it easier to go to sleep. Research shows that people who exercise regularly are consistently sleeping better than those who don't. None of these things are groundbreaking, and we all know that we should be doing them. However, as I said, it's the things that get us through the tough times that we often stop doing when times get tough. I've also said that consistency brings stability, and the last thing that we want to be unstable at the moment is our sleep. I encourage you to talk about this with your partner or a colleague. Stay accountable. Remind yourself about boundaries. I set myself an alarm each night to tell me to wind up my work. What does that look like for you? If you are committed to surviving and thriving through this time, if you are committed to your company and performing at your 100% capacity, then commit to what you need to do in order to maintain your sleep. Hey, what do you do in order to get a good night's sleep? I'd love to hear about it. Put it in the comments box below. And if you think this was valuable, please share it with a friend. We've got more COVID cons coming up, so stay tuned. And as always, lead well.